So I met this woman in a restroom at an event that I was attending for one of the boards that I serve on. And we were standing at the sink, and you know that moment where you both come out of the bathroom stall together and you're washing your hands and you're trying to figure out where the soap is, and you're kind of getting your bearings, and so you kind of, you're washing your hands, you're not really paying attention, and you go to look up in the mirror, and when I did, I saw this woman and her hair was absolutely popping. I mean, I was mesmerized. I could not take my eyes off of the style, off of the shine, off of the bounce, off of the curl. I mean, everything. So, of course, I had to ask her, I'm like, who did your hair? It is absolutely gorgeous. And I was secretly praying that she wasn't going to tell me she got it done in Atlanta or LA or something, because isn't that exactly what always happens, right? You see somebody with something on and you love it and you ask and they're like, oh, I got it in a whole different country. And you're like, all right. So I was praying that the stylist was going to be local and also be professional. Somebody who show up for the appointments on time and don't overbook people and all that kind of good stuff. I was just already praying to the gods. And honestly, not caring what the price would be either, because that is how fabulous her hair was looking. And I was just like, whoa, I don't care what I have to pay. If I can get my hair to look like that, I am 100% in. Let me in. So as we began to talk and she smiled and thanked me, come to find out during the course of this conversation, y'all, that she was the stylist. Yes. Such exciting news, right? Not only was she local and professional, but she was right in front of me. And so, of course, I was like, yes, thank God. Are you taking new clients? And she was like, always. And I was like, okay, give me your card. And she did not have a card on her, but she said, hey, this is my name. Check out my business name. Go to my website. All the information is there. And you can, also submit and you can schedule an appointment. It's all electronic, which was even more my style, because, calling people and doing all that stuff was just, it's just not my thing. If I can go on a website and book an appointment, I am all in. And so even better, I thought, that is amazing. She was like, my name is, Hair Art Creations. Just check out my website and you and I can get together and I could do the exact same thing to your hair. So I began to search for Hair Art Creations. I looked and I looked. And I looked.
One eternity later.
Everywhere for Hair Art Creations in my neck of the woods. I was even looking and deciding if I should go to the library, y'all, and look in the yellow pages, because that is how serious I was looking for Hair Art Creations. And there was nothing. The only ones I could find were in completely other states. And I was like, she told me she was local and that she was the stylist. So what is up with that? It wasn't until she approached me after I was on a panel doing a speaking engagement for entrepreneur conference. She came up to me during the conference and I was like, oh my God, the universe has sent the stylist back to me, y'all, sent the stylist. And it wasn't until she approached me and said to me, hey, I thought that you wanted me to do your hair. And I was like, yeah, I did, but I couldn't find you. And she was like, oh, I get that. You were looking for Hair Art Creations. Well, my name is actually Hair Art Creations.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, exactly. I was obviously looking for the wrong name. So I tell you this story because if you were in the process of naming your business and you want it to be a success, here are a few rules and tools on how you can guarantee that you won't lose a high-paying customer, client, or someone who wants to do business with you like she did. Because if I were you, here's what I would do. Rule number 1, make your business name original, memorable, and future bound. I mean, it's obvious why a business name should be memorable, right? It's obvious why it should be something that really rings a bell for folks. Because if not, I'm going to ask you, can you remember the names of 3 small businesses that you recently came across? If you can, why can you remember their names? Why do you think you can remember their names? Because it was original, right? It's a witty play on words sometimes that triggers things, or a clever compound, or a fun pun that actually rings the bell in the hearts and minds of people who you ultimately want to remember you. Like this amazing ice cream shop that's actually in England called Game of Cones. That's right, Game of Cones. And I'm not the only one who loves the name of that ice cream shop. Emilia Clarke, who played Daenerys Targaryen in the hit show Game of Thrones, loved it as well. And when she came across it, she had to take a picture. She tweeted about it and posted about it because she said that it was absolutely amazing. And that name in itself got that organization some amazing recognition from Daenerys Targaryen herself. So you can understand the significance of making it original, making it memorable, and also making it future bound, meaning don't limit yourself in your name to a specific product or service that people will become to recognize you for, and you won't be able to grow into something different into the future, right? You don't want to pick a name that says like Kathy's Cookies, and ultimately in the future you want to add pies or other sweet treats, because people are always just going to think that if your name is Kathy's Cookies, that you can only ever really sell cookies, and so that limits you from a future perspective. So make sure that when you're choosing that name, that it's memorable, that it's fun, but that it's also future bound. So instead of Kathy's Cookies, maybe you choose Kathy's Sweets, because that gives you the opportunity to produce sweets to the heart's desire and ultimately always end up being able to grow. Now, are you not creative like me? Yes. I know y'all might be saying, no, CP, you creative, but I really am not. I'm very much so a left-brained person. And so a great tool that I ultimately recommend when you want to begin to come up with creative, memorable, and future-bound names is ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT is a great place to get started, to give you some ideas, and to help you ultimately brainstorm on what that name is going to be. If you type in ChatGPT to provide you with 10, 20, or 30 names, it will spit out some memorable, future-bound names, especially if you give them an understanding of the type of business that you are trying to form. So one of my favorite tools in the business naming concept is ChatGPT. Make sure that you check out Chat, or really any of the newer AI types of products out there, because they will give you a whole list to get those creative juices flowing. Rule number 2, make the name easy to spell, pronounce, and logically search for on the internet, in Google, all right? You remember the story I just told you, right? About Hair Art Creations? Do I need to even say any more? Of course not. Because she decided to be all creative with the way that she spelled her name, it took months for her to get a client, one who was willing to pay a pretty penny to her to do her hair, because I simply couldn't find her. So you have to make sure that if you are creating a business name, that you are keeping it easy to spell. Don't go all out there, all outlandish, and come up with some creative way to actually spell it, because it's ultimately going to make it very, very difficult for people to easily and logically search for you on Google and to find you, or even just type in what they believe your website name should be and go directly to you. So make sure you follow rule number 2. I've seen a lot of people, to their own detriment, squash their own business growth and journey because they decided to be all complicated with the way and creative with the way that they was actually going to spell their business name. Now, before I get into rule number 3 and a couple, 2 more tools that are really going to help you in your business naming journey, if you are getting value out of what we have talked about so far, just make sure that you stop down below, give me a hey, what up, CP in the comments, and hit that like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. So let's talk about rule number 3. And that is, make sure that your name is available everywhere. Yes, everywhere. Your name needs to be available in your state where you are registering it. Your name needs to be available with your social handles. All of the major platforms, your name needs to be available, and your domain name at .com needs to be available. Now, there's only one exception to my make sure that your domain name at .com rule is the rule that you want the .com. There's only one exception, and that's if you are creating a not-for-profit organization and you want the .org. It's really important for you to check the availability in all three of these places before you move forward with choosing that business name. Now, I've got some amazing tools that will actually help you do just that. First, my favorite tool is Tailor Brands. They have an amazing search feature that will actually tell you the availability of your name in any state that you want to look it up in. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to each individual state's website, State of Secretary of State's website, plug in a name search, and do it that individually. On Tailor Brands website, and I'm going to go ahead and link to it down below in the description and also in the comments because you can check it out there. They are amazing with their check name availability tool. And on top of that, they will automatically help you go through the rest of the steps once you find the perfect name and actually get that LLC and get that business registered. They'll actually do it for you. And right now, as of the time of this video, they are doing that service for free. Now, obviously, you're going to have to pay your own state fees and stuff, but they're doing it for free. So make sure you check out Tailor Brands when you want to make sure that the state availability exists, especially if you're going to be registering your business in a whole different state. They also have some tools on there that talk about the trademark website that you can go to in order to check and see where it's at from a national perspective. So that's my favorite tool for checking availability in your state name. When it comes to checking the availability for your domain.com as well as all of your social handles, my favorite tool is namevine.com. That's right, namevine.com. That tool, when you plug in the name that you're looking for, will tell you if the .com is available, and it will also tell you all of the social platforms, if the name is available on all the social platforms. So make sure that you are checking out namevine.com and Tailor Brands in order to make sure that rule number 3 is one that you can stick to when it comes to naming and choosing your business name. Now, don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and link to all 3 of these amazing tools in the description below. And last thing is to talk about the lessons, right? The lessons for this She Boss and for you. Picking a business name, my love, is a very serious business. It's not just about your feelings or what you think is going to be cool or the legacy that you want to leave. It is a strategy behind it. You are picking a name for the future, right? You are picking a name for your entrepreneurial journey. You are picking a name to grow the business of your dreams so that you can experience entrepreneurial freedom. That's exactly what you're doing. So take it seriously. The second lesson is I would tell you to make sure that you brainstorm a ton of names. When you are choosing a name, don't just settle in on one and say, that's what I'm going with, and you just begin to kind of register and build everything around that name. Brainstorm at least 20 names, right? Check it against availability using the Tailor Brand site and also using namevine.com. And once you conclude that you've met all 3 of these rules with that name, then move forward. But you got to brainstorm quite a few in order to get to that point. So those are 2 lessons that I really want you to hone in on and take advantage of, and listen to me when I am telling you that you need to pay attention. Now, in order to be able to get this brainstorming done, I'm going to give you one of my other favorite free tools, and that is my Name Your Business cheat sheet. Everything that we just went over today is included in that cheat sheet. You can go ahead and grab it at CherylCperez.com/name your business worksheet. Make sure you go ahead and grab it. I'll also link to it in the description in the comments below because it's one of my favorite worksheets to actually help you pick the perfect business name. All right, and don't forget to check out the sponsor of today's video, Tailor Brands. Link in the description and in the comments. Amazing, helping entrepreneurs get their LLCs set up, started, as well as their brand. Make sure you check out that link in the description box below. And hopefully you enjoyed today. And until next time, my loves, I will see you very soon. Talk then. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Mwah!